Over my some 40 years of banking, I've seen an extraordinary amount of change take place. I love being a community banker. That's who I am. Community bankers are much like the entrepreneur. We look at the change, we address the change, we acknowledge there will be change, and then we move forward. That's who we are, and we do that because we want to build better communities. It's no secret we've just gone through the worst financial crisis in our times. If there was a silver lining in the dark cloud of the crisis, I think that silver lining is community banks have been differentiated. We're hearing now the community bank model is unique, and our customers know that. It's also known in Washington by the policymakers, and that is exciting because with that delineation, I think, creates possibilities for change in the future to our benefit. Banking was in my blood. I got started in banking on the ground floor, at the ground floor. I had the opportunity to be a custodial engineer, also known as janitor. My mother was working at a de novo bank and asked if I wanted a part-time job, so I started, and at that point I had the opportunity to work at various areas of the bank, to work in bookkeeping department, proof department. I was a teller, and then I realized this is what I really like to do. I want to help people. So. Cindy, my wife, has been a very positive asset and helpmate in my career. We have 2 daughters and 3 grandsons. We enjoy getting together with our family. My wife has been very supportive throughout the entire process. And has been there to help in any way whenever necessary. Pendleton Community Bank, today we're a $260 million institution in Franklin, serving various counties around us, about 150,000 in population. We have 5 offices. We are a family of individuals that work for one common goal, to help an individual, a family, or a business. That's what we're about. Whether it's building a new building for the medical facility or buying the local pharmacy from the pharmacist that was retiring. We love to participate with our local school system. A lot of customers appreciate that. They appreciate the fact that you are supporting the businesses in the community. And we had a Go Local campaign in combination with our Customer Appreciation Day. ICBA has developed a Go Local campaign to highlight local community banks, the part they play, and encourage people to bank, shop, and dine locally. Today, our customers have a full array of products and services. What started with an ATM has developed into internet banking, mobile banking. Community banks have the services that the consumer is looking for. Social media is obviously the newest item on the market, something that we have started to embrace. We have a Facebook page, a Twitter account, LinkedIn, and we need to embrace that. ICBA has changed over the years as well to take advantage of technology, to take advantage of member need. Every community banker and bank needs to be a member of ICBA. We have so much opportunities availed to us through ICBA. Collectively, with the advocacy, the education, the member benefits, it allows us to adapt to the change that we're facing from a regulatory perspective, from a technological perspective, from a products and service perspective. ICBA is truly the community bank's voice. I've seen firsthand the fights that ICBA takes on to protect our franchise. But we have to be engaged. We have to be members. We have to recruit members. We have to answer calls to actions, because as we band together, grow in our membership base, as we recruit new leadership bankers, that is how we will win the battle against the regulatory burden. Community banking's future is bright. Yes, there's change, but I think we can take that change and move it in a positive direction. Collectively, we can accomplish huge tasks. We have to share the good news with other fellow community bankers. Share the good news in our communities, because truly we set the image, we set the tone for our communities. I am excited. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited about what we can accomplish together. I'm excited about the future of community banking.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Loving.
Thank you. Well, you know, Jeff has always said we're twin brothers from different mothers, so Jeff, I guess that is true. To coin a professional comment immediate past Chairman Sal used last year, wow, what a convention, what an experience. Regardless if this is your first convention or your 20th, I hope you share these sentiments too. You know, President Cam and Chairman Jeff very succinctly described what our association has accomplished over the past. But before we look ahead, I'd like to focus further on our accomplishments. Not necessarily to expound on the whats, but rather the whys. Why do we have a permanent $250,000 level of FDIC insurance coverage? Why is your insurance assessment substantially less today? Why are the too big to fail shouldering their share of the assessment cost? Why does Walmart not have a charter? Why is there a community bank carve-out from examinations by the CFPB? Ladies and gentlemen, there's one reason and one reason alone. And it wasn't because of a unified financial services industry, but it was because of one voice, ICBA's voice. The one and only voice for community banks. You know, it's easy for me to serve ICBA because I never have to wonder what my mission is or whom collectively we are serving. The mission is clear and simple. ICBA's founding principles, crafted and adopted in 1930, still ring true today: to create and promote an environment where community banks can flourish. It's because of those principles and ICBA's mission that I'm so confident about the future of community banking and honored to stand before you today. This is also why I was not hesitant to embark on this journey some 2 years ago, and I'm extremely excited about this coming year. Our message is clear and not conflicted. I know who ICBA supports. I know who we care about: community banks and the communities we serve. Period. The underlying importance in this message and our unique business model, regardless if you are a commercial bank, a thrift, or a mutual institution, has been known by customers and Main Street for years. Today, however, it is being understood by regulators, Congress, and the media alike. You know, that growing roar in the background is in fact the groundswell of attention we are achieving in differentiating Main Street from Wall Street. In recent months, industry experts, Congress, top regulators, and the nation's thought leaders are challenging the wisdom of a nation controlled by financial institutions that are too big to fail, too big to manage, and yes, as we recently heard and was confirmed, too big to jail. The risks that these institutions present to the economy are finally being questioned and investigated. Recently, Senators Brown and Vitter requested Government Accounting Office examine whether the country's largest institutions receive favorable debt pricing or financial benefits because investors believe they are too big to fail and that they will be bailed out during a crisis. Fed Governor Duke recently gave a speech in which she remarked that the Federal Reserve research over the years have confirmed that the regulatory burden falls disproportionately on community banks. She also stated that she can't remember a time when more regulatory proposals differentiate between banks based upon size or complexity. I'm confident these sentiments, coupled with the findings from FDIC Chairman Gruenberg's Community Bank Regional Forum and Roundtables, position us well for the future. Yes, we have accomplished a lot toward tiered regulation, but we have more to do. To that end, ICBA developed and recently unveiled a new robust platform for the 113th Congress. This plan for prosperity contains reg relief provisions that will better enable your bank to serve your community. And I don't know about you, but the last time I checked, that's what we were chartered to do, serve our community. Regulatory relief is job one, and I promise you we will not let up until Congress and the regulators understand overregulation of community banks will destroy the very economies and jobs we seek to grow. And with your support, we will succeed. The brutal exam environment, the complex accounting standards, mortgage rulemaking, and Basel III will continue to get our laser-focused attention this year. You know, last year's successful full-court press on Basel III resulted in an extension of the original implementation date. And while we await the final rule, we are really encouraged. We believe, based upon indications from the regulatory agencies, we have been heard, and that the original proposals will be substantially modified to accommodate our collective concerns. Two catalysts made that possible: you and ICBA, but more on that in just a moment. The last of my listed initiatives, but certainly not the least, is our continuing fight to block the credit union power grab. We won the latest round, but ladies and gentlemen, they are back. And we must position ourselves for the next battle. Which leads me to my personal heartbeat: engagement. We must be engaged. We must fight for our industry. We must take care of today with an eye towards tomorrow. ICBA worked hard to achieve the victories I mentioned in Basel III and the credit union power grab, but your grassroots effort was the real reason for the success. The number of calls and comment letters were astounding. You told them how the proposals would affect your bank and your community. You told them that you were furious and you weren't going to simply sit back and take it anymore. That's the engagement I'm talking about. That's the engagement that we all need to confront all initiatives with. Congress and the regulators need to hear from all of us. If they don't, they believe the proposal must be okay. And folks, don't forget, it's not just about policy, it's also about politics. And your vote counts. I know I'm preaching to the choir, and a rather large one, if I may say, but this is our franchises we're talking about. You may be sitting there saying, with all that's on my plate, when do I have the time to do more? Well, I would ask you this:
If not you, then who? If you don't get engaged and fight for your franchise, what will our franchises look like? Or what will you be doing with your time? I say this not as a scare tactic, but as a reminder that collectively we can control our destiny. I know it's true because I've already seen it happen. And as William Jennings Bryan said, destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. Let's collectively choose to be engaged because working together we can make a difference. Industry-wide, we are facing a critical loss of talent. Continued growth of senior management and succession planning is critical to the longevity of your institution, our association, and the industry, but just as much so is the cultivation of your younger employees, the up-and-coming movers and shakers. Just as a great community banker by the name of Al Dye mentored me early in my career, I encourage you to find that individual or individuals to take under your wing, transfer your knowledge to, and allow them to teach you a few things. It's never too early to get them involved in your institution, your state association, and attendance to national events such as the Spring Policy Summit. By doing so, you'll be preparing future leaders while positioning you and your institution to compete in today's era of electronic banking and the ever-growing social media sphere. Who knows? That individual someday may be standing in front of you as I am, talking about you as their Al Dye in their life. And what a better way to leave a mark on your career. Oh, speaking of social media, excuse me. That was definitely a tweetable moment. You know, I know many of you know, to you a tweet is something that birds do, and you'd be right. But a tweet is also one of the many ways to touch existing and potential customers. You see, social media is not only banking or the future of banking, it is banking today. You know, I encourage you to join this revolutionary world. I can only imagine some of you have some concerns about the security and the what-ifs. And, well, I can tell you, if you're not there, you certainly don't know what your customers are saying about you. However, with ICBA social media monitoring, you can know. You know, what better offensive and defensive player to have on your social media team? Team ICBA has a roster of tools and professionals available to help members keep them informed and expand your social media presence, as we did with our Go Local campaign. What better way to showcase your community, your bank, and in many cases your customers, and by going local, not only are community bankers building better communities, their neighbors are building better communities too. Truly a win-win. You know, musical historians could relate to and would relate to Elvis is in the house. However, in this case, ladies and gentlemen, excitement is in the house. I sense a level of excitement here. Excitement about our purpose. Excitement about our mission. Excitement about the future. And at a level that is contagious. And I know what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But this is one time we do not want it to remain here. We want it to go viral. And what better way than to shout out to a fellow tweeter or retweet a comment about the convention? Let's bend the rules just a little bit. While I know cell phones are to be turned off, I know they're actually only on silent. I know that. So let's see how many tweets we can launch about the convention and community banking right now. Let's see where they go. Let's take it viral, folks. You know, technology will continue to play a significant role in our industry and critical component to our success. Technology allows your customer to bank with you anywhere, anytime, in any way they wish, not to mention the improvement in efficiency bank-wide. Case in point, over a span of 12 years, with the support of my board and a dedicated staff, we transformed a bank that was operating without the benefit of a single PC to an institution being paperless and providing a full array of electronic delivery channels to our customers. This initiative transformed our institution and well positions us for the future. In fact, I truly believe the degree of success individually and that of our industry will be dependent upon our ability to embrace technology and all that it has to offer us. You know, much of what I've talked about today is related to one word: change. And as I stated in the video, community bankers are much like entrepreneurs. We understand that all growing businesses must change. And we seek ways to embrace change and do whatever it takes to move our banks to the next level. The good news is that we're not in this alone. That's where your membership in ICBA pays dividends. My experience has been that the staff and dedicated staff and preferred providers are always there and simply a call away. I would encourage you to leverage your membership. Take advantage of all that membership has to offer you, and then recruit a new member. Help us tell the story. Help us grow. Help us change our industry for the future. In closing, let me say that I know each of you can relate to a moment or situation that never in your wildest imagination thought possible. Today is my moment. I cannot express the conflicting emotions I am experiencing. I'm simply blown away. The honor, trust, and confidence that has been placed in me is humbling and something that I do not take lightly. As I look towards next year, I would be remiss if I did not recognize Chairman Jeff and the leaders that have gone before me for their efforts. Were it not for their undying loyalty to this association and our industry, I doubt any of us would be here today. I would ask that we give a round of applause to Jeff and those before him while remembering those who are no longer with us today. Finally, this opportunity would not have been possible without the support of Pendleton's Board of Directors, the confidence you and ICBA have placed in me, the mentors of yesteryear, and the support of my family, especially Cindy, my wife, for her undying support and belief in me. Thank you, sweetheart. I hope you enjoy the remainder of today's program, and I certainly look forward to seeing all of you all tonight.